Mona Live. What's up, TIW Mafia? JP here. Wearing my WrestleMania 6 shirt. The Ultimate Challenge. Over the Ultimate Warrior. Some asshole got it for me.
And as we all shut our volumes down.
Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry.
No, that was
Me too.
So, Joe got this for me. Thank you, Joe.
You're very welcome.
I had to wear it today. Man, we got with us. I call him the hardest working man in podcasting today because he does a podcast almost every day, 3-4 times a week. And he's the producer, he's the creator, he's the
director.
He is the godfather.
Just say the Vince McMahon.
Of oTTr.
He wants to be the Vince McMahon.
Just
Off the Top Ropes podcast. The Vinnie Mac of Off the Top Ropes podcast.
Hey.
Shiz Blackhart.
Hey, what up, ladies and gentlemen?
We
I
have
told y'all I was coming in this studio.
we have a lot of interaction between Off the Top Ropes.
Yeah, we do.
It's all listen, we're gonna settle it all tonight though.
Yeah, we want to have some fun with it tonight. Then let's
That's it.
Where's that Yeti character you guys got? That cyber.
Oh, shout out to the whole mob.
Cyber
If
Betty.
y'all watching this, Cyber, you know what to do when you post up that phone number. Better not be no exceptions to that, man. And Dukes, I know that you're watching this thing too. You better hide that lotion over there. And they're gonna cap on you today.
Oh yeah.
So we got Tommy Flynn already in the chat room saying, "What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
What's going on, Tommy?" And we got Adam Demoy. I don't know. Is he one of your people?
No, I think he's one of your people.
He might be one. He might. So we're
He
live.
Your people.
We're live on all of our Facebooks, Twitter, and stuff. We're also live on WrestlingNewsSource.com's Facebook right now.
Okay.
So he may have come from there. He said, "What kind of Mark show is this?" We're exactly that. We're a Mark show. We're not afraid to be Mark.
Yeah.
We're wrestling fans. I've been around the independent wrestling for 15 years, and I've been around some guys that I guarantee you're a fan of for 15 years.
At least to some degree to any promotion that was out there. It still comes to this day.
Well, that and then you got to think of the longevity of our fandom.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching wrestling before even Blackhart was a thought.
Well, so Blackhart, one of the guests that I said always eluded us was somebody that Blackhart hooked us up with Mike Hollow. And Mike Hollow trained somebody that I guarantee Adam Dumoy is a fan of.
I bet.
But I won't even drop those names.
You want me to drop one for you? You want me to drop one for you? Because there's a few people that we can name. Kofi Kingston, Sasha Banks. Who else are we forgetting?
Ivar.
Tommaso Ciampa. Big shout to the real
Blackheart. He had a good spot.
Big shout to the real Blackheart.
Yes, indeed. He's up. He's made a
real good spot on Raw.
Now soon he's going to be joining Edge's little stable, and that's when you're going to see a little bit of the Blackheart gimmick come out.
Yeah,
but
I hope so. I hope they let Tommaso be what he's been doing.
Shout out to Ciampa, man. Shout out to Ciampa.
So there's another guy in here that says the lotion stays out.
Me and Eric.
You damn guns cap. You damn guns cap. You really felt
But I wonder, so he's going to watch this live.
Hey, Eric, I got my two phones.
So he's going to watch this live. And how's he going to maneuver all that?
He's probably at his job doing it, though.
He's probably got that. He's probably like one of those guys born with that extra appendage and stuff.
Well, Dukes is my man.
Nah, Dukes has a lot of energy, especially for when he's enthusiastic about something.
Yes.
He will really come out and he will hit you with that shit. And sometimes you just have to just sit back and you just be like, you know what?
So
you guys kind of had it coming.
That's what I appreciate about Dukes is that if he's not into something, he's gonna sort of chill in the background, and then the second something comes out that he's interested in, he's gonna come out with.
Yeah.
He ain't.
Yep.
Yes, Deuce, we can't say that word in the studio, so be mindful of that. That's why I told y'all in the bubble censorship.
Tommy Flynn just said WWE versus TNA versus NWO. I'm guessing he asked who wins. I think the New World Order would win that.
Hey, listen, money fuels a lot of things, though. You know, Vince is always loaded up with cash.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the old sinner himself, Mr. McMahon, because he got that green, the sweet things under the rug.
I think
You know what I'm saying?
in that,
That's it.
in that trifecta, though, you got to look at it. I think TNA is like that, like little brother.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna let him hang out with you because just
The
to be
redheaded
there.
stepson.
Yeah. Or if you remember the old Brady Bunch,
hang on.
cousin Oliver.
Yeah.
This Adam DeMaya is still here listening, so thank you, Adam.
Shout out to Adam. And
He
shout out
just
to you.
said Ciampa sucks. Might as well get Triple H's butt hairs out of his mouth for how much he's kissed.
Time out.
The lineage between the two of them is very much the same.
Wait. Now, first and foremost, right? Same thing for the both of them. Train in New England, Killer Kowalski School.
Yeah.
For Triple H and for Mike Hall. Like, so these
Triple
are all
H.
boys that came from our backyard,
Right.
folks. So
Triple
you gotta
H.
understand, like, yo, like, we're gonna be standing up for.
Triple H
maybe
was
that's
in Mike
H.
Hollow's class.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know
And
what
I
I'm
say
saying?
Mike Hollow's class because Mahalo was there first.
Yeah.
So they got that same lineage. So if it seems like there's similarities,
people are so
there
projected
is.
to watch the television wrestlers rather than going to the aspect, going to these independent promotions and checking them out before they get up to that main TV stage, i.e. Lady Frost. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my girl Lady Frost. Shout out to Marsha Slamovich. Shit. I mean,
Marsha's a good girl.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even my man Marvel is from the Monster Factory. Shout out to him. He's getting some shine impact right now. You know what I mean? Like you gotta look at the talent that's actually trying to make it to the people that is already making it, but yeah, people want to bash their upbringing and stuff like that, which I don't respect at all.
No.
Well, people are looking for the one niche. So you say, oh, but you did this back in the day, so I'm better than you because of that.
But because of what there was back in the day, circumstances was different compared to what it is right now, where a lot of wrestlers are trained to do multiple things or trained to only do a certain moveset compared to what it was back then. You was trained to only do the fundamentals, and then you went and then you were the rest of that on your own.
So this guy just sort of, and I don't like to crap on someone that's listening to us, but he just sort of showed his true colors.
Women, we do, but that's you though.
So he just showed his true colors and said, I don't have time to watch new jobber pro wrestling. That's great, because those new jobbers that come up from New Japan Pro Wrestling that that do the job in the WWE, let's go over some guys that have done jobs in WWE. The Hardy Boys.
Oh, and believe me, those were stomping grounds for them for 1996.
Yes.
Was a jobber. Stone Cold did the job.
Yeah.
Bob Holly was a jobber too. And you see how they treat his gimmick around to when he's a beloved character.
Al Snow.
Rocky,
the Job Squad.
Yeah. Rocky Maivia.
Oh, yeah, we look at him now.
So you're right.
Wait. John Cena was on his last leg before that whole rap gimmick came out. And otherwise, we would never have John Cena today.
Thug life.
Get out of here with that, man. That's my favorite gimmick of him.
I'm trying to think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the name. Came from NJPW, like Japanese legends. Antonio Inoki.
Yeah.
He did the job when he came over.
Yeah.
He jobbed to Andre, right?
So, Adam, I appreciate the interaction, man. And I don't watch a lot of the New Japan stuff myself, but I do follow the independents, especially locally in my area, and I recommend doing the same. I don't know where you're at.
Support your local indie wrestling,
but
folks, for real.
I went to an independent wrestling show about a year ago, maybe a little more, and I saw this group of guys. I was there by myself, and I had my shirt on, and I saw this group of guys in a second row that were there looking scary and intimidating, and like they didn't want to be bothered by anyone, but they all had matching shirts on, and they looked a lot like that shirt.
Now let me correct this story when we came to this, right? We came from out of town, so we were new. It wasn't my first event going because I've been to the UFO promotions events before with Youngblood, who was the first person I took with me, and that's how it kind of started. But with these people came, they knew nothing to buy, so I'm like, yo, it's a joyous moment, have fun, be engaging the way that you did with any other wrestling promotion that we ever went to.
I went up.
You treat these people the same way that you would treat those people over there.
The friendship started right away.
And everyone looked at us the moment we walked into that auditorium, and we was like, "Yep." All eyes. I'm like, "Dude, we are the out of towners. We are the ones that's going to be raising people's eyebrows." Like, they don't belong here.
You had all the oTTr shirts on.
Yeah, I told him to do that.
You know, there was a few other things, obviously, that looks was different than a lot of the crowd, but not
big beefy men just walking in.
So here's
like,
the thing:
who are these guys?
Big beefy men.
Well, except for Maverick. Maverick's a skinny man.
Is that a BBM?
Yeah. So that's that's the new nickname.
Yeah, it was. I think you, Mav, and Dukes, right?
Me, Mav, Dukes. I think Uncle Fast was there too. No, Uncle Fast was with us.
Okay.
That night. So it was 4 of us.
And that's, me being the old guy, I walked up, I said, "Hey, I do a podcast too. What's going, how you guys doing?" And like the friendship started.
Yep, and that's how it started. And I was just like, "Yo, we're going to work with them in the long run." Like, I remember, like, not even 5 seconds in, "Yo, we're going to be working with these guys in the future. Just remember that." That's how everything kind of flourished to be.
I know so many people like Tommy Flynn, Bobby D.
Shout out to Bobby D, man. Shout out to Bobby D. That's my guy, man.
A lot of people I consider friends I met at independent wrestling shows. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've known me and Joe. We grew up with Pat Dillon with UFO, and
shout out to Pat too.
But a lot of my friends are from independent wrestling, or either fans or otherwise.
Yeah,
and somehow connected one way or another.
It's to the point where you run WrestleNary.
That is amazing.
Which is, I've been talking about 2 game shows lately. One is WrestleNary and one is Bolsh on Netflix. Yes, and but WrestleNary, I told you, like, you can't. I would never cheat. Well, I would in all actuality, but the people that I have access to wouldn't give me the answers to stuff.
Yeah.
But I told you, don't ask me NXT questions, right?
Yeah.
Because I know one of the head writers down there. He would never feed me an answer. He would never feed me news. But I have access to that, so I don't want to,
If this was a legit on TV game show, that would be a disqualification.
Shout out to George.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much that.
You're not saying it's not a legit game show, but you know what I mean.
I
want to come back on.
I love how you're doing it now. Like, you adapt a little every week, like, because it's brand new. It's fairly new. But like the rules have changed a little.
Yeah,
you're wearing the sport jacket now, like a real show host.
Oh, is it a smoking jacket with the velvet collars? Please tell me it is.
No, it's not. It's just a regular black jacket and nothing more, nothing less. Something that I always wear with my little tuxedo suit and everything like that. It's the same jacket that I wore for that. So I thought about that too. I'm like, I gotta start busting up the jacket.
Yeah.
I want to try to really make it feel like a game show. Try to make it within a half an hour.
You gotta get one of those Bob Barker long microphones.
I was really going to start dressing up in like long dress shirt suit and really put on like my clip-on tie, but I was like, that's I'm like, listen, it's way too much. I got 2 lights beaming on my head too. Forget it. I'm like,
you gotta get one of those.
Do it the classy way that I would have known. Would have said, "Hey, listen, I'm trying to do my job, but shut up. Where you at it?" You know what I'm saying?
No. You have to get one of those fat wig that's like the old wave.
No, that's what Maverick said this to me the other day. He was like, "Yo, you better start letting me doing the host of WrestleNary so I can throw on my wig and really become a Bob Barker." I was like, I told him straight up, like, no, I'll think about that. I really did. I was like, I'll think about that. And if that really does happen, I'll be like, yo, here's the keys.
Then you could be a contestant.
Exactly. That's the reason why he said that. So I could be a contestant.
That's huge. I like that show. I want to come back on it because I want to at least try to get one answer right.
And he won't.
I think you did get an answer right.
But it was a softball though. It was like the one what's WWE stand for? And I probably still.
I watched the week because I think we were on like the second week or something, right? Third week, and I had watched the one before us, and it was like kindergarten questions.
Yeah.
It was very simple. I was like, I got this.
That was the one that I did with
it was WrestleMania
with with Dre on Will. Shout out to Dre. Go subscribe to the 1130 podcast everywhere, anywhere that he's on. Support my man's, and of course my man buzzing with more. Little shout out to Warren. Check them out. Subscribe to their YouTube channels. Subscribe to anywhere that they get the audio podcast from. Those are my boys. That's a commission talk. Greatly thankful for them every day. We look out there for one another. And,
so this Adam DeMay is clearly a WWE fan.
You mean a Mark? A stand.
Smart.
What he called us earlier, right?
A
So
stand.
he says,
No, he's a stand.
maybe after Ciampa flames out, he can go join the Undisputed Era in All Ego Wrestling.
Oh God.
So All Elite Wrestling, like I'm not a fan, but they have some great guys over there, some great wrestlers. So you can't hate on that.
Listen, some people's gonna be mad at me for what.
And-
Listen, some
and
people
then
might be mad at me for what I'm about to say about AEW then because of what's gonna happen.
People get mad and they fight against change. They fight
Right.
against AEW is different than WWE. It's a completely different product. Same feel, different product. It's Coke and Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, well, we're dropping viewers faster than a TNA Impact.
That's
We're actually- So
that
we're-
sounded like cyber.
we're actually not. We've maintained actually you're only looking at one platform right now, Adam.
right.
And we're on not just one platform, but we're on several different accounts on that one platform you're
And
watching.
unlike certain people that haven't come on this podcast, I bring the viewers in.
You want those?
So
hold
this
on.
is just the
So-
beginning.
hold
man.
on a
We've only
second.
been here for 15 minutes.
Don't give him his 3 minutes. Let him. We don't need to give him any power.
Oh, you know who's in the chat room?
Who?
Come on, let me know about it. Come on, Cyber. I can smell you in the atmosphere. Or maybe Maverick. Maybe Maverick. Someone
So-
in my group.
I gave you the history of the real Yeti as opposed to your fake Yeti earlier.
He said, yeah, let's go, Cyber.
And Josh Richards, who is the real Yeti, wants to know why you have a magnum on your head.
First off, my Magnum protects me from any unborn sperm circumstances like you may have had back in your
God.
past, right? And more importantly, my hair isn't cut. More importantly, my hair isn't
My
shaved.
God.
So that's the reason why. And this is on top of my mom.
That's the OG Yeti.
Oh yeah, I get that. And if my Cyber was here, he would have probably been like, "Yo, whoever the fuck this other Yeti is, got nothing on me." But I ain't gonna speak for Cyber. If he's not in the bubble right now, I'm not gonna say nothing.
That's
He-
like
he can
that's
spit
a
for
magnum
anything.
with a hole in it.
Nah, my shit don't even have a hole in this bitch.
Looks like
Love
he-
you, Josh.
the only holes I have is in my tooth right now.
Okay, Josh just finished, I think his first semester of college, maybe a second semester with Dean's List.
Ooh,
So
congratulations.
he took a
Our
little
Yeti's
break.
smarter than your Yeti.
He took a little
Hey,
break
listen.
from this to go back to school, do some family
Our
stuff.
Yeti is more broad than your Yeti. So we can go back and forth with this crap.
There's more what?
Brolic, heavy sack, like you. He's a thick son of a bitch, and he's only like 2 inches taller than me. Believe it or not, I was like,
So
snap,
so
okay.
basically, he looks like a circle with legs.
We met someone taller than me the other day.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
We
former
went to-
wrestler too.
We went to a horror convention.
Omos too,
Do you
man.
remember,
Omos
That
is-
was
do you remember the
giant.
name? I'll tell you the name if you remember from WCW back in the day.
Well, he'll remember it because
Tyler Maine.
he played
Maine.
Sabretooth in the
He's
original
the Jason
X-Men
right
movies.
now.
Oh wow,
He,
damn! Cause you wonder what's funny about that?
I know you're
I,
right.
no, 'cause I didn't watch that X-Men movie when it came out in like
Really?
2000 to when I was like,
it was the
maybe like
original.
30,
I don't think it was
when I-
X-Men. It was Wolverine. The
Was it
original
Wolverine?
Wolverine.
No,
It was his brother, wasn't it?
He played Sabretooth.
Yeah, it wasn't his
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah,
Oh.
in the comic book
Is
series.
Sabretooth? I never read X-Men.
No, in the comic book series, I think they said something like that later on in the trilogy for them, and then that's when they kind of like revealed it, just like X-23 is Wolverine's daughter. And I didn't know
Right.
about that until when I was like, the fuck? Like, really?
No, you're
Like, they used the same formula to
Well,
embody him,
I
to embody her.
assume you're a comic book fan because I know you like anime and that stuff, and that
His
to me
younger
that all
half brother.
that
I
all
mean,
goes together.
I'm a Batman guy. I'm an anime guy to a certain
What
extent.
you think of the newest Batman?
The Riddler was on point. I give him credit for that. They hit the nail with Commissioner Gordon's character, Rill's character, Alfred's character. Every other character, including Selena Vegas's Catwoman, I didn't like it.
So I liked
get it.
Catwoman. The one thing I didn't care for was I went in and I'm gonna rewatch it in a couple of weeks. I want to clear my head of it.
Well, watch the DVD
Because-
version, but don't watch the version that I watched. The camera one was kind of shaky and shit like that.
I got it.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
I got it on. It's on HBO now. So
Exactly. So I'd rather watch it.
but you got it at South Bay, huh?
Hmm?
You bought it at South Bay, huh? The old bootleggers in the
No, you just go right online.
That's
You know what I'm saying? You can watch it that way too. I'm like, yo, we plug on my 18 wide to the bigger
Yeah.
monitor in the back. I got my own little movie theater. Put that on
There
a
you
little
go.
curtain. I'm done.
yeah. I watched it expecting an action movie.
No, I mean,
and I want to go back and watch it, knowing now that it's more of a thriller than an action
it's
movie.
more of like a mystery,
Because
like a real mystery detective.
The Riddler
movie.
was Saw.
Yeah,
the Riddler was basically Saw.
Yeah, but that's what makes it more intriguing though. It's like every single Batman character and villain that had in the past 20 years somewhat had evolved, same way how we said about the Joker. From Jack Nicholson's to Heath Ledger's, and then there's no one after that that ever tried to betray. Not even Jared Little's shit. That one was trash. They miscast that one completely, and I did not like that one. So with this one that they leaked at the very end, I was like, oh, okay, you getting it back to that psychological. Maybe this is they're gonna try to plant the seeds of this is how the way that we're gonna build the Joker into becoming in this series. So I'm actually looking forward to that. If they keep everything the way that it is right now and transform a little characteristics of Robert Pattinson's Batman character, got the people coming back to it, because I did not like the Ben Affleck one. I'm sorry to say it. He killed it for me.
So here's the thing: is Affleck was not a good Bruce Wayne. To be a good
he was a great Daredevil though. That's something that I would give him credit for that.
Anybody can play Batman. Batman is a guy under a mask. Anybody can be that. You have to
play Bruce Wayne the right way.
You have to be a good Bruce Wayne.
Yes. Clooney was a good Wayne.
Because that's the character.
Yeah, but at that time frame with Clooney, though, it was just bad timing for him because he was still in like his late 30s, early 40s, right? Yeah. When that movie came out. So at the end, when you see Batman Forever and they go into Batman and Robin, that's a huge jump.
Yeah. Bring it back to the original. They should all be Michael Keaton.
I thought Michael Keaton was a great Batman.
Dude, Michael Keaton was the best one. And all of a sudden they screwed up.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
But
that same smirk of like.
Yeah, there was Batman had no emotions.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's emotions get taken away when his parents got killed. Mm-hmm. And that's what made that character.
Basically, but there's certain people that can portray Bruce Wayne that can still portray Batman and do the same level. And that's what Michael Keaton had did. Every other person played the great Batman, but never a great Bruce Wayne, or the great Bruce Wayne, but never a great Batman. The one closest to it was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Almost to a certain extent, except for that last one where he did the whole Bane storyline came in. I was like, you bombed it. My Bane is not dressed up like that. Had no fur coat, no nothing. No, I remember my Bane to be the brawling, the big brawling,
big steroid juice head. That's what Bane was in the comic.
Batman's back.
Yeah,
in the comic, the legitimate way.
Yep.
And still did nothing with it when it came to this series. So I was like, nope, I'm good. They didn't go along with the story. Sometimes they don't go along with the comic book version to the point where it's like you got these writers basically filling in the blanks.
We got Laurie Prescott, the Moore saying, "What's up? Hey, Laurie, how are you? Hope you guys are all good." We got this guy in studio here.
Yeah, baby.
You're taking Uber home though, because I ain't driving him.
No, sorry, that's the dog doing
that. Yeah. Dog's been laying bombs all day.
Hey.
But yeah, but Batman, and the other thing Batman didn't do that a lot of the comic books. So like we were talking about Tyler Mane. Tyler Mane was in the Wolverine movies and a lot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had Kevin Nash.
Super Shredder.
Yeah. So
that was one wrestling questions.
They used a lot of pro wrestling. Yeah. Batman never went to that.
No.
They could have went to that for Bane.
Just for the
imagine like
alone.
Braun Strowman in that. Brock Lesnar.
Or Batista.
Yeah.
Batista will play a perfect.
His daughter's done movies.
I think so too, yeah. Speaking of daughter.
Batista's daughter.
Yeah, Batista's daughter.
She's got one on, you can find her on that P-Hub and
Shout out to Smack in the Raw podcast too.
Hold on.
Listen, they're the only podcast I know that goes on Pornhub and actually have a wrestling podcast on a porn website.
Really?
And I'm still shocked about that. I was like, how the is this possible? I was like, I need in on this because I don't know how the fuck to feel to see your podcast on a porn website and people are watching it.
That's kind of a great idea.
Shout out to the Dirty Heels too, because when they came on and they sent me down, I was like, get the F out of here. No way.
So you know where else you can find Batista's daughter's movies?
No, please don't.
On E-Duke's phone history. I don't know if Dukes is still listening.
Dukes, you got a problem.
We're just playing, man.
Just breaking balls.
Dukes is my. I really think Dukes is. You
No.
guys have like a.
Dukes is hilarious. Dukes is hilarious when he wants to, but sometimes he can be an idiot savant at the same damn time.
But that's fun sometimes.
No, your podcast. You have a whole.
Yeah, that's you right there. Sometimes.
You have a whole sort of.
Oh, man,
you have a family tree, sort of, but of power of who's in what spot.
Yeah.
The old hierarchy.
Basically,
so
with the market.
you're the Godfather, the Vince McMahon.
The Don, of course.
Underneath that is what the underbosses.
Yeah, he's my underboss. He's my
Jesus. No, it should be Edu.
He should be Paulie Walnuts in this case. Now, all right. Now, here's the backstory, because so people can get this thing understand. When Deuce had came in, yes, he worked his ass off to get up to where he was nearly the underboss, but he was consigliere because I wanted to train him to be able to be more fond with laptops and computers and stuff. He's not fond of that stuff.
Okay.
He do normally the podcast from his phone. So I will have to tell him, like, yo, you have to be stationary when it comes to this. As seasons go on, we gotta
project ourselves.
It's one thing if you're a guest like that. It's another thing where you're the weekly host and you want to have a nice microphone.
So we all have to learn to adapt, and then we see how other podcasters doing. We gotta do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The similar format that they're doing, the basics, the fundamentals, we got to do the same thing when it comes to ours. So it's always learn how to adapt. Deuce took a little longer than expected. And a lot of people had came in and out of the groups. So I had to try to make that structure more of a foundation. So when Maverick came in, Shar had came in.
Yeah, you guys have.
Cyber and Mike came in at the same time.
Is Cyber Unit the mascot?
No, he's not the mascot, man. Don't be disrespecting my business like that. Oh. He's not the mascot, but Deuce is almost becoming the mascot by this case because I think everyone loves him for the energy that he brings, but more importantly, he's the one that created the two shh and the toilet seat flush that kind of made his way to the party. And now anyone can say it, and other podcasters who came on the show, including you guys, have said the same thing too. So his lingo, his terminology. It's starting to make some waves.
Vince McMahon ain't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or Raw ain't shh. NXT ain't shh. Charlotte Flair, the Omni Flair, he'll take a little dump and something like that in the back or something like that. He just knows how to say it, but the way that he says it and how he says it and the words that he chooses is what makes it more funny because you don't expect him to go on a tirade like that and he means it.
And
a lot of people that may look at him and be like, oh, well, he's not the type of person to do that. I'm like, yo, watch this episode and watch when we talk about Raw and you see what I'm talking about.
Your show has you're a very animated speaker. You're all, you're loud, you're moving around, you're doing what a podcaster does. Right. You got
your channels are all over the
place. You got
place.
Tyler Starks, the young kid.
Shout out to my man Tyler Starks.
Who's very much like you.
Ricky Starks' adopted cousin is in our podcast.
He's very much like you in that he's animated and confident in his speaking.
Yo, listen, when he came on the second half of the program, I think it was season 5, episode 14, I think he came on. And when he came on and went after Dukes and went after Maverick and went after Mike, I sat back, I was like, yo, he's my son.
He earned his spot.
I'm like, yo, we gobbled his ass up. He's like, yo, you and us.
Right. And
he was like, yo, I'm happy to be here. I'm like, good, because you needed to be here for a long time ago. And he's been there ever since.
But then you got Dukes.
But then the thing with him and Reezy is that's the future of this pod.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Passing the torch down.
Pass the torch down just in case if something did happen. At least they can be like, yo, this, that, and the third. How we can.
It wasn't Shard. You had another girl on a couple of weeks ago.
Shout out to Rachel Great, too.
Was like
Rachel?
Yeah, she had like some, was it a liver issue or something? Like she was speaking out about a liver issue or like.
Courtney. And she's from the Midwest Marks podcast.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Courtney.
So you guys.
our number one fan is from another podcast, but we rock with her the same that we
As
rock
long as
with
you
them.
understand, we're not fans.
Don't lie to this camera.
I'm not lying.
Folks,
Camera's not looking at me.
folks, I'll be just like this, right? Yo, why you lying to them for?
There's a difference between someone who's a fan. Oh, come on. Now you're going to see
Yeah,
my face.
point the camera
But
at
there's
me.
a difference between a fan and somebody who likes you. I'm not fanatic about this, but I like it.
I'm a fan. I'm in there. You guys see me in the chat room.
I see you in there taking shots at me, Cyber, Mike, Mav, a few people, and then
Listen.
people be looking at you like, yo, man, like, I'm like, yo, listen, man, JP made kick rocks with no shoes on. When Tyler said that, I was dying laughing.
I don't take shots at you no more.
No, not
I
at
took
me.
I took a shot
No.
at you once, and you went for my neck.
Hey, but listen, man, that's what the perception of this whole thing is coming from. So I'm like, yo, wait, listen, man, I'll leave you guys alone. Then now, so you come at me. Time out, B. Like, yo, you got the wrong target.
Well, here's my thing: is like, you know, you're playing Super Mario Brothers. I'll go old school. And who do you want to fight? Do you want to fight the Yoompas, or do you want to fight King Koopa?
King Cooper, of course. I
Right,
can get to the next level with him.
So you go to the boss.
So you gotta go after my neck and my shell and
So
shit.
I
with
go
my
after
spikes
the
on it.
boss. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you try to jump on my shell, but then I got spikes on that thing. Do not provoke it. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's
That's all.
such an easy target.
Listen, that's like Super Mario Kart, right? You know the little blue shell?
Mm-hmm.
That's me throwing shots right back at him from a distance.
That's
Like,
But you know what?
and when you throw a shot at you,
I'm like,
so I can throw a shot at Yeti, at Cyber Yeti.
oh,
And Shah's gonna jump in and say, living rent free.
Courtney's been saying the same that too.
And
Courtney's been saying the same day too. Like, yo,
But-
Simon's living rent free.
but they're gonna let Cyber go at me. I go at you, and you're gonna come at me,
Yeah.
and then they're all gonna come at me.
And listen, and that's the biggest, I think, and that's what it is in the group. I think some people had noticed it too. Like when I'm burnt out, a lot of people like they shut down because of that. Because it's like, yo, if the leader is tired,
Well,
then what the fuck are we gonna do?
It's like the Celtics back in the day when Larry Bird was playing. The Celtics played better. When he was out of the game, they didn't
Right.
play as good.
Yeah,
You know. But in like the thing that I love about it is we were all going back and forth at each other and all this. There's so many people that think it's real.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
And then that's what make it more intriguing because now you got people from the outside looking in, like, yo, what's going on with these two podcasts and shit?
We get, speaking of other podcasts, we got Mad Dog Kelly listening in. He does the news for another podcast that I don't name.
All right.
Hey, what up,
But what's up, Mad Dog? We love you.
Mr. Mad Dog? Mad Dog in the building.
That's it. Matt does he does the news, like he's the reporter for I think a couple of the podcasts actually. But this podcast, our podcast, this is what's cool about us is we're live right now on our own Facebook, our own Twitter. We're also live on WrestlingNewsSource.com's
On
Facebook,
YouTube as well.
Ooh.
which
Yeah,
is WrestlingNewsSource.com. Shout out
Hey,
to
you know what? You
Ben.
guys gotta get onto Twitch too.
Yes,
Yo, you guys definitely gotta get
we
on
are.
Twitch.
We're on Twitch.
Oh,
We're
on
not
Twitch,
big
too.
on Twitch yet. We're working on it. We got
Yeah,
one
same-
person
yeah, same thing
listening
for us,
over
too.
there now.
Like, they rather want you to play and then they watch you rather than you do the podcast and then they jump on to watch you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. People like, oh, like that one guy that was saying, no, you stop people leaving you. It's not even about the live. It's about the downloads later.
Right.
Mhm.
You know.
If the analytics come to play much later too, and then as the video sits, more people is going to come and watch to see what the hell that they missed out on. That's why we always say, don't forget the notifications bells. You know what I'm saying? Because that plays an integral role in how people can come and tune into our show each and every week.
Right. The Wrestling News Source, that's one of the spots you can get us, along with the Spreaker app.
Spreaker app's good.
Spreaker too.
If you ever use Spreaker, it's amazing. You get it.
Yeah,
it's-
you can subscribe, you can like and comment to us.
Oh
there.
yeah, I forgot about our website too. oTTrPodcast.wordpress.com, where you can find all the episodes on, and you can find the merchandise store. And you can go to the GoFundMe too. Help us
Now,
get to
hold
New
on.
York
Yes,
City.
I want to touch on this because
Sure.
you're not just going to New York City for a wrestling show. I'm going to put this out there. I don't think I've ever called you guys this. You guys are a predominantly black podcast.
I mean, I don't.
90%
don't-
of you is.
I mean, just like a good percent of us, yeah. But
So-
I don't want to try to say like we're predominantly black. I think we're all one united fight.
You're a
that-
wrestling podcast
Right.
basically.
with,
Yes.
with a couple black guys on it.
But that
With
comes
a few of us,
into,
yeah.
yes.
that comes into play with this GoFundMe.
Okay, yeah.
So they're trying to. There's a show in New York going on, Black WrestleFest, Juneteenth.
Juneteenth weekend for 2 days. It's a 2-day wrestling event.
So what does that mean to you guys?
Listen, man,
Something like that happening on that weekend. What's that mean to you guys?
I mean, for me personally, it's a getaway from here. It's like a little vacation, but I call it a business trip because for me, I'm looking at this as a business opportunity to network, to meet other wrestlers, to meet other podcasters, to meet other wrestling personnel. I can get my hands on, take pictures, you know what I'm saying, go through the memorabilia, go through all this festivity that they have, network a lot with a lot of people that's going to come into New York City or that's already in New York City that live in there, and that's only like a drive for them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is very integral. I mean, like this really means a lot to me because when we got the invitation to go, we was like, yo, for 2 days, out there in Brooklyn during the summer, and Juneteenth for a lot of black folks, it's like a new holiday for them. So there's a lot of representation there to do that, and I feel like it was like all accumulated at once to where it was like, yo, it's a can't miss opportunity.
Black WrestleFest, just so people know, it's not like anybody can go. It's an inclusive. They call it an inclusive weekend of networking.
Yep.
So don't feel because it's in the name. Like don't feel like I might be there. I may show up. I love going to New York for weekends.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
So but for you, I know for you guys, it's sort of special. On that, it's Juneteenth weekend. It's Black WrestleFest.
And then on top of that, you got 2 shows that's happening later on that night on the first night, and another one Father's Day afternoon at 3 in Brooklyn. So you got 2 back-to-back great cards, right? Saying right there. Shout out to Big Swole, who's been announced as part of that card as well. More of the cards is going to be revealed in the next few weeks. So you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of New York wrestlers there, but there's going to be a lot of wrestlers that are probably going to be coming into town for that weekend as well. Maybe Shane Taylor Promotions. Shout out to my man Shane Taylor. And also go check out Shane Taylor versus TakeOver May 20th, Bridgewood Park in New Jersey. Bro, it's going to be ridiculous. I can't get down there this time around, even though I kind of helped them, boost up the show and everything like that. But unfortunately, I can't make it to that damn trip. But I wish I was there in spirit. So, Henny Wrestling, Dirty Hills, y'all gonna be down there. Y'all representing me in spirit, man, because I helped get this thing together. Believe that.
Nice. Now, do you know who's on the Black WrestleFest?
It's like there's gonna be like a bunch of podcasts that's gonna be out there. Certain vendors is gonna be out there too. I think what happens is the shout out to Pretty Heels because they're the one who's organizing the whole.
You reached your shutout level for the night.
Stop it, man! I got too many people.
You get like 900 shutouts.
Shout out to the Pretty Heels because they're the one who's organizing this whole festival. So, guy technically contact them. We will try to get more other information and stuff like that. But I guess the more wrestlers that's going to get involved as the time progressed. So I'm actually looking forward to it. But hopefully we actually make this trip.
I know that'll be. You guys ought to do it regardless.
I mean, how's the GoFundMe going?
We racked up about close to $500, so that's something. So
Put
short 1,500 more.
Put out your link right now.
So short 1,500 more. Don't necessarily know the link like by heart because it's like a long way.
Go on to GoFundMe.com / where can they find you?
GoFundMe.com / help off the top ropes get to Black WrestleFest. I mean, I don't know how to really try to put it in a hyperlink, but but because they give you like a weird link for you to paste it up and everything like that, so I don't know that by heart. But basically, if you type in oTTr or Off the Top Ropes Podcast or type in my name, Charles Webster, you might find my GoFundMe on there.
Whoa, government.
Man,
you never give out your government. I've seen you give out your name one time before.
Well, this is the only one time you can.
But this is something. That's how important this is.
Yeah, this is how important that it is to me personally and the group.
So that's. I want to see you guys get there. I want to see.
So
I think you guys should take it as a road trip, regardless.
You think so?
I think you guys should record on the way.
That'd be a great.
Hit the road.
You know what, JP? You might be on to something about that.
Road trip it.
Just be like, you know what? We may not rack up the money though, but we're still going to try to go.
It's only a 4-hour ride. 4-hour drive.
No, I know that we got some people out there that we can crash with too. So that's another thing that we got to think about as well. So I want to think about that as well. But if I did go, I still want to be able to pay for a podcast table so I can bring some merchandise out there so I can make some money.
Then I expect the sightseeing because we're Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We're Brooklyn at.
Yeah, of course. I'll be holding my camera on like, yo, listen, B, this whole block is flooded.
I love
that environment though, because the New York environment is so different from what it is out here.
I love music. I'm a music guy, and I love fast music. So I'm all metal and hip hop, and like it's the birthplace of hip hop, and it's the birthplace of some of the best hip hop.
But just the whole environment of being in New York, it brings that fascination. Like, yo, like you want to go, you want to go so bad.
The city that never sleeps.
Even if it's only. And last time I went out there, bro, listen, I went out there for a Job Slam last year, and I'm having the time of my life. I'm outside my hotel room because I can't smoke in the room, so I go right outside the hotel room, smoking in the mud. It's like 2:30 in the morning. People is still outside. People are still outside chit-chatting up and shit like that. I was like, yo.
Place doesn't shut down.
Yo, I was on the phone with Uncle Fats, Dukes, and Maverick, and I was like, yo, y'all gotta come out here next time because this shit is fucking crazy lit. Like, you be like, yo, you will not sleep out here. You be wide awake.
You know what's funny is there was a day, I think I was on your show, and I just got a new pair of sneakers. Go figure. I always get new sneakers coming in. So, and I thought I was going to be cool, and I thought I was going to show y'all something with my size 15 shoe. And Uncle Fats just kind of laughed at me.
Yeah, he had, 18 or something?
18, I think he said.
Yeah.
I think he's bluffing.
No, he really just have a size 18 shoe.
But he's only like 4'3", right?
No, he's taller than me, bro. No, he's like the tallest one in the
I
group.
think he's probably taller than me.
He's like 6'9", 6'10"-ish.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? With size 18 shoe.
But there I was.
My homie outside one of the events that we came from in Brockton too for Top Rope Promotions too. We went out there for a show, and one of the guys, as we left, he's like, "Yo, you should go into wrestling, dude. Like this, not in the third. Like we all looking at him fast. Like, yo, B, this is a sign. Like, what are you doing?
I go talk to Bo.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm over here.
Go
like,
see
yo,
Bo.
Fats,
Go see Mike. See Hollow.
Dog farted.
Hollow's gonna have his school up and running, or some school.
Word.
He's not done training.
It's too bad that they don't have enough wrestling schools like something like within like Boston. Like Boston, like you can't actually like try to go within like the general area to go. Like you got to go further out, far out, just to go to wrestling.
Wakefield and New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
But here's the thing: is the best of the best. So outside of New England, if you're going to go to a wrestling school, you're going to go up to Canada for Lance Storm, or you're going to go down to Houston for Booker T.
Yes.
If it's not one of those two schools, or Texas, also shout out to Rudy Gonzalez. He was Shawn Michaels' head trainer. He still runs a school down there.
What about that Dustin Rose's school too? That's out in Atlanta.
Probably. If I was down south, I'd say there over. I mean, the Dudley boys got a school down there too.
True that. Yeah.
But I would definitely say Dustin's probably over the Dudleys, depending on what you want to learn. Dudley's actually got a school in Connecticut too.
You know who should be having their own wrestling school? The Undertaker.
Yes.
I always thought about that. I'm like, if the Undertaker would ever have his own wrestling school, I'm leaving Massachusetts. I'm going.
But running a gimmick base and how to.
But there's so much.
More.
Like the best of the best schools are in this area for the most part. Like the guys who left here, Oni Lorcan, Biff Busick, left Chaotic and went up to Lance Storm, and then went down to Texas. So he's got like the best of the best under him. Anthony Green, August Gray, he hit every school in this area. So he's got a lot of the best under him.
He learned a little bit from everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what wrestlers, especially these new wrestlers right now, got to do. They can't just rely on just one school.
Right.
You got to go to other schools to learn, to get better at your craft. And more important, you learn a new skill set at the same time, so you could be an ultimate weapon in any promotion's eyes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, guys like Frankie Kazarian came here from I think the West Coast to packed up just to go to wrestling school. So the schools here that are damn good.
Yeah.
Both schools got Alec Price coming out now. He's had a tryout. Alec is going to be something. I think this is. If 2021, if this year's not his breakout year, next year is where he gets somewhere where you see him.
Listen, Alex is going to be signed real soon.
Yeah.
Just believe that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take one of these promotions like MLW that's being on that way.
He'd be a great
MLW will gobble him up first. And I would love to see that because imagine the talent that they got over there and how he can really be a good mesh for that raw crop of talent. To get that, man, shout out to Alex Kane, too, because he's another one. Yep. I would love to see him, Calvin Thompson. Like, there's a few of them that they got over there. Real.
It's like a lottery, though, too, when you think about it. Like, everyone's going to put their bid in.
Right.
And someone's going to win.
And they're not going to see every ticket.
And not everyone's going to win, and not everyone is going to be set to lose either. So you got to just make the best of it, too. Yep. Like, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to be losing in a way, like, it's still going to make me look at least decent.
Style.
You know what I'm saying? Go out with style, baby. Even though that he lost, I still respect him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still going to ride for that. And I'm still going to watch him because why? Imagine if he does win. Oh, my God, he's going to be confident in mother.
If you're going to lose in a good way. You know?
New job of pro wrestling.
Who said that?
That was one of the guys earlier. That was
new job of pro wrestling.
But they don't have time for that stuff. But there was another kid who I knew who was like, well, why would I follow them? Why am I going to follow this guy before he signed? Because, like, now when he signed, now you can, it's not that you want to be like the cool kid and be like, oh, I remember when. It's, what you're looking for.
Yep.
Kids like that.
And you're in the same bucket that he came out of. So they're going to pick from that same bucket.
But they're so certain, they're so infused with the wrestling we get on TV, right? That they don't take the time out to see where they came from at first, and then who the current people are in that same facility, and then you're gonna watch out for them. You're gonna be like, oh, they deserve to be signed. They deserve to be signed.
Right.
He or she's deserve to be signed. Like, what the hell are you doing here? And that's the problem. I think people are so set on the commercialized wrestling nowadays instead of learning what the core talent, like for instance, Willow Nightingale. She's been on AEW Dark, the Owen Hart tournament. Even though that she lost, I'm like, she got over. So you can't exclude that for someone that barely even been on television, but yet she's an MLW about to whoop some ass.
So that's where AEW is doing really well as far as putting independent guys on and doing the dark or girls. And doing a good job about it, not burying them.
Even if it's for a short time. Like, you're going to come up, have a little peak, and come right back down. But you had that peak.
Supposedly, though, Jeff Hardy asked for his release, or Jeff Hardy's reached out to WWE to see if there was interest in him again, because
that's fake news right there.
He's been buried on Dark, supposedly.
That's fake news right there. Because he even came out and said that right afterwards. It was like, I don't know whoever created this thing, but that's not true.
Okay.
Like, why would I leave WWE to go reunite with my brother over here and then come right back? That's stupid. Like, and that's the people with, and certain wrestler fans don't have common. Well,
sense. That was like, it was reported last week that Vice was done with Dark Side of the Ring, and that's completely not true.
That's completely not
true. There's another
either.
season, and there's
gonna be season 4 coming out, and then the creators of that is gonna be joining forces with Jim Ross, Michael Hayes, and a few other people on the territory days too. So that's what's gonna start happening for Vice as well. So that's why I'm like, why do people just pick up anything clickbait and just believe that that's a story? That might find some other sources that can confirm that story.
We're not a news. We've never been a news show.
No, people are some wrestling fans are illiterate. They cannot read.
They're most of your fans.
And then there's so many.
Says you, geezer.
There's so many of the news sites that are out there just to get the clicks.
Yeah. So just like
and then you click on
high views, it pays their
You click on the So
you click on that fancy picture or that fancy headline, and it brings you somewhere else. You don't even get to see that story. But that click counts.
Click here to win $1,000, right? And then you go into like some sign-up sheet to do all this other type of stuff.
Or even if they'll put out the Jeff Hardy's leaving AEW, you click on it, and then next thing you know, you're on some Bitcoin page.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bitcoin.
Shout out to cryptocurrency and the NFTs right now. Those.
I wish I could.
Really where the money's at right now.
I got a couple, but nothing that's worth anything.
Listen, but just hold on to those for right now.
I ain't
Even though
got
it's a
nothing.
slump right now, eventually the market is going to increase later on down the year, and then that's going to go up.
My son's
Trust me.
got a bunch of stuff in there.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll say, like,
I have one rare
even my
TC
younger cousin
universe.
is putting me on like really into like, the crypto, the Bitcoin, and the NFT stuff right now. That it's all accumulating together.
I'm not a fan of the NFT because anybody can make one.
Well, anyone can make one, but it's just how you make it is the process and the step.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm still learning right now. Because when I do that, oTTr, man, we everywhere. Yo, man, we're gonna get the merchandise in the NFT metaverse world. So you can carve our merchandise to the metaverse. Please. What? Forget about having it in human form. You can have it in a video game form if you want to.
What would your NFT be?
Basically, I would want to try to
Uncle
have
Fat's foot.
No.
not the sneaker. His foot. Bare foot.
You do not want to see his foot. Just don't.
It could be in a pair. It could be in a pair of oTTr slides.
Maybe.
Available where?
Available at decoslides.com.
They actually have flip flops.
2 stores too.
I buy a pair, but color over the name.
Bonfire.com and teesprings.com as well for all those stuff.
Yes. You guys have some cool. You guys got the underboss shirt, the shirt with all your faces on it.
Oh yeah, the Wild Tree, the 2 Just in Toy Street Floors, the Just Shut Up and Russell t-shirts. I just released some merchandise yesterday of some WrestleNary stuff for the game shows, the WrestleNary t-shirts, the snapbacks, dad hats, beanies, cups, all of this stuff. We updated the logo, which is now just like the 3 Mafia guys holding up the Tommy guns and established in 2020. Now it's on a t-shirt as well.
The Mafia guy should be CM Punk. Bringing Cena down at WrestleMania.
The voice of the voices. Or Money in the Bank 2011, Born to Kiss Goodbye. Kiss your dreams goodbye, sirs. But
Caitlin.
But yeah.
You're bringing some females in.
Who, me?
Yeah, we got Caitlin. Caitlin Carlson saying Blackheart. We had Sugar Baby T giving a little smiley face.
Shout out, Caitlin. I know what the hell are you talking about over there.
I know we've seen Sugar Baby in your chat rooms before.
That was my girl that actually was in. That's after that jump. Thank you very much. So no, it's not Sugar Baby. That was actually my girl saying that. But Caitlin, that's my homegirl. Actually, she was at Xmas Chaos.
Okay.
With me, Maverick, and one other person that was with us. And we was there. You 2 guys wasn't there.
Yeah.
So
I feel where it was for that one.
So we went to that event.
Pat tends to run shows on weekends. I got stuff going on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like,
I was in Jersey for the last one.
I'd be like, yo, you kind of got me in a bad timing right now, but Pat, I'll try to make it go. But sometimes, man.
Was that the one with McNally? Did McNally knock out Bo with that one?
Yeah, that one.
Bo called him Hurricane Peter McNally in the audience, and Bo called him a tropical storm.
Yeah, and Pat was trying to hold him back and stuff like that, but he, you know what I'm saying?
More like a winter depression.
He nudged him, got in the ring, but he nudged him, got in the ring and some shit like that, and then he just boom.
Speaking of knockouts, Muhammad Ali's grandson just won a bout with the 1-punch knockout.
Did he?
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, his grandson looks almost like him, and it's scary. Because when I seen it, I was like, "Yo, if you ain't going into boxing, bro, we can do a reincarnation of your of your grandfather right now. Like, you might need to."
Are you an all over combat sports fan? Like, I know obviously pro wrestling, but like MMA, boxing, and all that stuff.
I mean, yes, some of MMA, some of boxing. I mean, besides the whole Tyson Fury and what's his face, Woodley.
Yeah.
Dante Wilder, right?
Yeah, it was Wilder.
Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
It was the whole heavyweight title bout.
It was Woodley versus Paul.
Oh my God, fucking terrible. These celebrity boxing matches, they got stuff.
So Jake Paul's not a celebrity boxer anymore, though. Jake Paul's just a boxer.
Bro, but just
you look at what he's done.
And then you look what the hell he done at WrestleMania as well.
Yeah.
Well, when Vince tells him your future is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't got no choice.
His little podcast has had on Sasha and a bunch of the WWE people did it that weekend for him.
Yeah. And then Pat McAfee too. You know what I'm saying? With his podcast, and then this podcast get picked up by Peacock and everything else, then he's gonna be making some real money with them.
Well, Peacock's basically
as well.
WWE.
Yeah,
there's
I
a
like
lot of stuff.
I like McAfee.
But but I'm definitely, just football, basketball, some of hockey, some of hockey, and definitely some of baseball.
I think that's what we got to do. We got to do an Irish whip versus Off the Top Ropes podcast. I don't know. I'm thinking a golf match.
18 rounds of golf. Really?
You guys willing to do it? Joe's probably never golfed.
I've never golfed in my life. I can do.
Listen, I used to work at a golf course.
So we're gonna pick a
I used to work
different.
at a golf course, so I would see how they swing and
We all,
everything like that. So
we all
I'm
know
like,
that.
okay, I
We all
got
know
you
that's
that.
because you just want to have white balls in your hand.
No, that sounds like you with the napkin on your
So we're gonna
the napkin on your lap.
So we're gonna switch. We're gonna change it from golf to something else. Then what sport aren't you good at?
That I'm not good at, like just trying to
Swimming.
talk about and stuff like that.
Swimming.
I can swim.
You swim good?
I can do a nose
You
off
probably-
the top.
You probably grew up on the club.
Yeah.
No, I used to go to the YMCA and do my swimming lessons from there.
Okay.
And I would do the mid jump to the high jump and shit like that. This was before I had the stomach with me, so I was able to go down fluently and and come back.
Back when it was the
I
dive
know.
and the belly flop.
Yeah.
Bobsledding.
I get the dog.
Bobsledding. I suck at snowboarding. I never tried snowboarding before. I probably don't want to because at that velocity and shit like that, if you make a wrong move, forget it.
I was.
Speed kart racing too.
You know what?
NASCARs.
Let's get a game of Monopoly going.
Oh, get that out. Have y'all played the game Ghetto-opoly before?
No.
It's like the ghetto version of Monopoly. I swear to God, look it up.
What was the Monopoly we saw the other day? It was like
Oh crap!
it was something fairly new.
There's a TV show.
It was at the flea market.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say it, like, because Monopoly will have like different versions of this one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have like the credit card joint, you know what I'm saying?
We can probably do Monopoly online.
Yeah, I think you can.
We'll whoop you guys' butts.
Oh, please. Listen, you're gonna go. Listen, you're gonna take me back to my hustler days, man. Listen, no. Forget that. Several people would be like,
Winner-
Get a wobbly.
When it gets the
Ghetto-opoly.
when it gets the other podcast,
I played that game once. I was like, yo, there's no way that they really took the time out to make a Ghetto-opoly game like this. And sure enough, they did.
winner gets the loser's Twitter password for a day. Think of the stuff you could put out. Well,
Now, I'm going to just get the password to Cyber and then, to watch them mess it up for the whole 24 hours. I ain't doing nothing with it.
but you have to give the
Cyber
password.
would have to be the only one that I would be
So-
like, yo, listen, man, you want this opportunity?
You can change the password, but you have to. The rules would be you can change the password, so we can't log on during that 24 hours. But you have to give the password back.
No. That's too much power.
Or-
That means that I can just change your password and be like, yo, man, you got some screwed. Good
Or-
luck with that.
You can't change the password, but when we beat you guys, you wouldn't be able to log
See,
in.
it's not when, it's if.
No, I said it right the first time.
No, you didn't say that right the first time.
Now,
Your word selection was wrong.
I mean, we're not dead set on Monopoly. We can do something else.
Listen, man. Listen, man. We can play spades. I bet you will.
I've played
I bet they
spades.
will
I'm
whoop y'all
not-
in
I'm
spades.
not so
Drop the
bad at
bones on
spades.
you.
Okay, fine. What's another one that we can try to do?
No, even if we
Man, we can play Uno if you want to. And now that they changed the whole rules of Uno now, so now you can't do the whole stack fours and what I'm saying, it's on top of each other.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, they start that now.
If
So
I
you gotta
drop
play one draw
If
for
I drop
and
a
then that's it.
+4, then you drop a +4. He picks 8. You can't do that no more.
Yeah, you can do that no more. They changed it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So they really took the getaway out of it. Nope. So now you got to play like the real legit
So
way.
we gotta figure this out. We gotta see what we're gonna.
Well,
Hey,
you know
yo,
what?
gang, man, just vote Uno and call it a
You know
day.
Each person comes up. Say if it's you and I versus you and one other guy, 4 of us. Each throw $25 into the pot. We play poker.
Poker
And the way I would suggest it is,
You're the card player with us.
well, the way I would suggest,
and stuff like that.
yeah, or
Oh, you
dealer's
don't want
choice,
no,
you know.
you want no parts of that. Or
Dealer's choice, things like that. But what I would suggest with that is that money, the $100, goes to charity after the end of the game. But it's just you know you can play cards and you're like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You're looking, but you get money in the game. But then it goes whoever at the end of
I'll
the
beat
game.
I'll beat you guys in poker.
Yeah, right.
At the end of the game, whoever.
Blackjack, you don't stand a chance against me.
Oh, come on.
What?
Blackjack's.
Yeah, blackjack is easy though, but some of you guys be way too predictable in your little you know what I'm saying, your little counting your numbers in your head. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm just waiting for you to fuck up, and I'm just be like, nah, I'll do a safe
Someone
number.
from Censored Show, huh?
Yeah, we're all right. I'll let them know.
Yeah. No, but we'll come up with something. We'll do something. We'll do a thing like that for charity. Come back and forth at each other. I mean, we got to make it for charity, for something.
But I'll beat you in blackjack. I'm better at blackjack than poker. I mean, that's...
Okay, well, the Texas Hold'em, you ain't stop me in that one anyway. Because I can bluff you like crazy, too. Like, yeah, go ahead. Keep milking it. Ooh, bad move, Chief. Gotcha.
See, that tends to go both ways.
Yeah, there's a few things we can do.
It's a good thing. I did my laundry this week.
We can do it for charity. I like that.
Yeah, do it for charity. I mean, maybe.
But I just didn't think we can beat you guys in anything. I mean, that's the bottom line.
I don't think so. Nah, you definitely ain't whooping us in any video games, especially 2K. Forget that crap.
What?
Forget that crap. If you want to throw in NHL, you could probably get me with that. But MLB, nah, maybe not. Boxing, you ain't touching me in that. Fighting games, forget it. Like, there's no way. Just put down the sticks and walk away.
The only video game
there was something that you can do, like, you know what I'm saying?
You beat me in a shooter. I'd give you
like
that.
Twister. You know what I'm saying? Like Twister. You could probably use that. Do stuff like that in Twister.
I'd break my back.
I'd beat no.
I would gamer chess too.
Any chess?
Chess, I kick your ass.
Chess. I'm still trying to.
I'll whoop you in checkers though.
Chinese checkers.
Checkers. No, checkers.
Chinese checkers. Someone's gonna teach you how to play that.
I won't lose a checkers.
Flip the board.
I won't lose a checkers.
Like,
no, but
checkmate.
So
king me.
Any video game other than a shooter, I'll beat you in.
Definitely not fighting one then.
No, I'll box.
No,
this is something. If it's a video game, we can bring that over to Twitch.
Right. I mean,
2K.
like, yeah, exactly. I mean, like Street Fighter, Tekken,
WWE,
you know, like Marvel vs. Capcom, like stuff like that.
I'll be like,
you are all dead.
Hadouken!
Stop it! No, you ain't gonna have a little weird little joint thing from back in the 80s. You gonna have an actual remote control in your hand. It's different.
Have I touched this computer since we started talking about video games?
Probably, I see you probably do once.
Is my phone face down?
Yeah.
I'll hit you with the up, down, left, right at A, B, start select.
Okay, you only know one combination. What about Killer Instincts though? The Ultras and
there's only one that matters.
Yeah, that's only for one game that you played.
See, that's the only one that matters.
But I can go to different games and would know their facilities. And know their button combinations.
I haven't played a video game since Mario got a car. But I guarantee you, I'll beat you. You know why? Because I'll get up a little bit and I'll pull the plug.
But now that's just child's play.
Yeah,
you can't just do that.
So I beat my kids.
Modern Warfare stuff, you'll beat me in.
I haven't touched a shooting game in a minute though, so I may be like a little rusty in that.
The shooters you got.
Shooters maybe not, but I mean, then again, that's more cyber stuff.
Any sports game,
cyber is definitely like on like that Fortnite and stuff like that, like going back and forth. That that's his forte. Me, I'm more of like the fighting.
Yeah,
and certain sports games.
The sports games, Madden, you're done.
Oh no,
you have no chance of Madden.
Nah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I never really liked the Madden since like 06.
Yeah, that's what the last time was good.
That's why I was kind of like, I'm done my part here.
05, I was ranked.
Oh god.
That was when it was like first really going online.
Yeah, before the old live series started coming.
I was ranked in 05 because I always played as Atlanta.
Get the fuck out of here. With Atlanta.
With Vic. Vic was the cheat code back then. But you guys come up with that. I mean, I don't have any. I have a PS4.
Let's play Jacks.
I don't know how to play Jacks. Yeah, but I don't know the point of it.
Right. Well, hopscotch.
You're supposed to pick
I can't jump.
How many Jacks that you can before the ball hits?
Oh, okay.
Onesies, twosies, threesies, foursies.
Oh look, I got twosies.
So you guys.
Or we can shoot some dice. CeeLo,
I think we hit the dominoes.
You'll see them pull some craps out.
You know what? Here's the challenge. We got to get an impartial person Like, not someone from your show, not someone from our show. We need someone sort of impartial, and I'll beat you in WrestleNary. I'll beat you in the game you created.
Okay.
No,
but we're gonna get the audience to create these questions for us. It ain't gonna be the questions that I already had on the cards. Right. We're gonna have to need some fresh questions from our collectible audiences.
Once we get that third party
to make that happen, and then we can do it.
So you know how you do that cranium at the end?
The cranium crunch?
Yeah, you know what you should do for that is if there's two people left, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like a Final Jeopardy type of thing where they can risk their points.
Mm-hmm.
But contestant A gets to make up the question for contestant B, and contestant B for contestant A.
And so it kind of bounces off and back and forth. So
right. So they can, you know what I'm saying? So they can sort of set.
It's not trying to figure out
the difficulty.
It's not trying to figure out who's like the biggest superhero fan out of two people, and then they're trying to ask each other questions. And you're like, oh, is it this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Because you're going to come up with trivia there that you wouldn't think of. You know what I mean? You're going to come up with trivia that.
Mm-hmm. But I think also taken from the WrestleNary. I think it has to be an Olympic style game where there's multiple games, multiple events.
No, I like that. It's like Mario Party. You know,
but something
like different mini games, stuff like that. Where you get like certain wins.
It's like Mario Party. You know, another video game I could beat him in.
I just said this.
Another guy. I said another.
And more important, Mario Party, you ain't touching me in that. Forget it.
That I know how.
My cousin, no. Listen, my cousin Cece is the master at that damn game. So you can't beat her. You ain't beating me either. Because I can't beat her anymore. Forget that.
Joe's the master of fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely a masturbator.
Oh yeah. Big fish, small hook.
Along with the Dukes.
Sure. No, but I think something like that, like say we played poker. That's one event.
Mm-hmm. So you want to have like a set like mini games to kind of accumulate to whoever wins like the whole thing.
Yeah, like there's 10 games.
I know. So for when we win the whole thing.
Jimmy jabs. Jimmy jabs. Jimmy jabs. Jimmy jabs. And people watch that Brooklyn Nine-Nine show. You understand that terminology when I say.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Jimmy jabs 7 circles of fools.
But like, say you got to get 10 points to win, or you got to get the majority. Like, there's 10 events. You got to get 6.
Yep, out of 10 events, whoever that gets the most wins.
So like, there's 10 events. First one to get to 6, which would be us.
So it'd be like a 10-day type shit.
Well, I'm going to beat you in a few games really quick, so it might be 2 days.
Right. Okay. Depending on what game that those games
is. Let's go old school. We'll put Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Listen, man, this still under what? No, you are not doing that. We can take it to Fight Night 2 if you want. We can take it way back to the PlayStation 2 days.
I'll bring it all the way back to. I'll bring it all the way back to Pac-Man.
Listen, man, I can find a PS2. Believe me,
I can find an NES. I'll beat you in Tyson.
Yeah, a replay. Duh, they always have those things.
I'll beat you in Mike Tyson Punch Out. Like, y'all ain't getting to the man.
Listen, you ain't getting me Killer Instinct Super.
Y'all ain't getting to the man, and I know when I get to the man, it's duck, dodge, punch, duck, dodge, punch.
Block, counter. Get out of here. What are you doing, man? And then on top of that, the little pals are perfect for counters.
You're gonna get lost by Hippo. King Hippo's getting you.
Nah, I don't think so. King Hippo from Tekken?
Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Oh no, I thought that you talking about King from like Tekken. Though King's my guy in that joint.
I'll beat you in Tekken too.
Yeah, which one?
We'll talk about this another time. We gotta end up. We
gotta wrap up.
Listen, man, they don't want these controller hands. Leave me alone. Don't provoke me.
Blackhart, why don't you give it your little
throw your stuff out there again?
There's still an interrogation right now, guys.
Give me your I'm trying to remember. It's the your winner's circle.
You mean my victory lap?
Your victory lap.
See.
Give it your victory lap. Tell us where we can find you guys. Tell us a little.
Don't mind my wrist, please. I'm still banged up for a little bit.
You hit the sink.
No, I had car syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's your boy Blackheart, the head honcho of oTTr. Check out the headquarters, man. We building new stuff. Shout out to IWN, the Independent Wrestling Network. We're going to be having our show on their platform very soon. Can't wait for that. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook groups and Twitch to watch us every week for the last week of wrestling, for Wrestling on Thursdays at 7, and for our commissions talks with me, my brother Dre, and my brother Warren from our respectable podcasters. Shout out to the mob. GoFundMe. Make sure that you donate, please. We're going to shut down that Operation Mother's Day this upcoming week. So I'll have the page up until then, and afterwards, we cutting it from there. And, yo, Irish Whip, I'm happy to be here, bro. Can't wait to whoop you guys' asses in this thing. And Cyber, you already know the deal.
I didn't see any comments from him today. He was quiet.
Which means he's probably working.
Was it Cyber Betty? Is that his name?
No, which means he's probably working his second job today. That's
if you notice, I didn't bring him up a whole lot. Eviction notice has been served.
Oh, no. I think he's sending you guys some stuff.
Whatever.
I know, but he's saying that you're going to like it, especially. That's what he told me. He told me you're going to like it.
But he don't know my info.
Believe me, he got it already.
I don't know how. No one else. He don't even know it.
I don't know it.
You better check your circle then, buddy.
I don't know who you're reaching out to.
It's probably going.
Yeah, he probably tin talking.
But thank you, Blackhart. Appreciate you coming on. Doors always open for you.
Always open.
Thank you, JP. Thank you,
we
Joe.
got a great partnership with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Great partnership, great friendship, man. And I think we can have it any other way.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
You know the deal. Catch me tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday this week.